Hello, in this video overview, I'm going to explain some of the things that I have discovered using the Read-Write application, not the extension that you see way up here at the top that we've pushed out to students. Teachers have this subscription now. It's the actual application. So if I go to my hard drive and I go to applications and I press R, you can see there's Read-Write. And I just drag that down to my dock, so it's down here, and I see that there's a little black dot underneath it, so I actually already have it on right now. Okay, so what I've discovered is that there's different qualities of PDFs. Some PDFs have more higher quality features like accessibility and such forth, and so even though it looks like a PDF and it says it's a PDF and a .pdf, just know that there are different qualities and kinds. So what I'm going to use to explain that is I had a teacher share this lesson with me. It's an Envisions lesson, and it's something that they scanned and on their copier, and they sent it to me. And so right now, if you drag it into your drive and you say open with this, it's using this PDF reader. You can kind of see it right there to let you go in here. Now you're going to see a lot of weird things in here. The reason why you're going to see a lot of weird things in here is because I was practicing, I was trying to highlight. So I went to this highlight feature right here and I clicked it and I said, I want to use, let's say pink. And then, I highlighted stuff. So I said, I'm going to highlight that. Let's say like this. You notice it's highlighting this whole thing, which is kind of annoying. And I said, I want it to be pink. And then it's doing this, which is like, what? That's not what I want. Now, this is the scanned version from the copier. Now, I can do a lot of other things. I can play, and it will read this. So if I press play,
NKA Math Practices and Problem Solving 7.
So I'm going to pause and stop it. I'm going to click on this to take away the highlighting. I know that I can annotate on top of it, so I can pick a color. Let's say that I want, green, and a thickness. So if I want it to be more or less, I can do that. And I can draw on this right here, lots of different things, different colors. I know that I have shapes. So if I wanted to, do that, I could do that. So very nice. Circles, lines, what have you. And I can erase this too if I want to. So if I go back to this freehand drawing and I go to this tool, notice that it gets a little darker, this PDF. Watch when I turn it off, darker. When I click, notice it's turning from an arrow to text to eraser. So when I click on these things, I can erase them, right? So that's all super cool, right? But it doesn't have all the features that another PDF would have. I also, just so you know, I have the screen mask, which enables me to, do that, which is lovely. So, I mean, it has a lot. I don't like to use this. It's just, I haven't had a lot of good success with it. There's a picture dictionary here too. So if I highlighted a certain word and I said, that's not working. So that's good to know. So if I highlight a word, let's say rule, or let's say flashlight. Let's highlight this. Well, see, it's not even letting me do that. So that's interesting. I also do have the text or typewriter tool. So I can click a box and say hello. And inside there I can play it.
Hello.
Which is great. There's prediction here. So if I type in teacher and I press this right here, it's going to come up with
teacher.
So I can pick lots of cool things. So there's a lot of really cool things here. I can make it bigger, smaller. I can change the color. All right. So again, I'm just playing around, showing you some of the stuff that's here. I'm going to delete this by just going to this trash can. So it has a lot of functionality, but highlighting is not one of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what I've done to make it more accessible and hopefully use all the features. I am not an expert at this tool, but this is what I've learned. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out of this. I'm going to go back to my drive. So here's my drive. I'm going to go back here. And I'm actually going to download this right here. This is what the teacher gave me. So I'm going to control click and I'm going to download it. So it's going to download it for me. Again, there's a process to getting this application. I'm sure on our website it will show you how to do that, but you have to download it and change some things in your preferences in order for this to function properly. And then I'm going to click on this and I get this toolbar. My toolbar is a little different because I changed some of the settings. So I'm going to use this scanning option right here. So it looks like a little, the old-fashioned scanners. Just think of it as a copier. And I'm going to leave all these settings in here. Multi-page would mean I have more than one document, but I just have one document. Think of it as one document, one single document. Page is not a good word to use, but multi-documents. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and press this scan button. And when I do that, it says untitled. And what's weird about this is like all this is grayed out. So at first this really kind of threw me for a loop. But what I found out that is if I take this, if I just click on that, it puts it in there for me. All right. And then I say save. And I'm just going to replace it because I already have one. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stretch this out. When I do that, I see it all of a sudden. So I'm going to go ahead and click that and say open. So what it's going to do is it's going to scan it. And in this scan process, it adds additional features. So it automatically opens it up, and that's what this is right here. It automatically opens it after it's done, which I actually turned off, and it's a better thing to have it on. So anyway, I'm going to stretch this out right here. So here is this document. It's been converted. So this document that I had here has actually been converted. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just get out of it. Okay. I'm in this text help reader. I'm gonna quit. All right. And I'm gonna just quit my read-write. All right. So I'm gonna click inside here, and I'm gonna click one more time. I'm going to call this test read write, just like that. So I know that this is the new document. I'm going to drag it into my drive. We're going to see if it's any different. So here it is right here. And if I double click or control click, I'll just double click because that's what most people do, and I go open with read write for Google Chrome. Now the first time I did this, it took a little while, so I had to press refresh. So it almost looked like it got stuck, and then all I saw was this gray box. And so if you just refresh it, it will come up. But now it looks a little bit different. It's bigger. I have kind of a different interface here. And now when I go to this highlight tool, and let's say that I select pink and I highlight this, pink, it works, pink. So you highlight it first. And the other thing is last time when I went like this, it went all the way over here. Or if I highlighted this, it highlighted this too. So I can change my color, right? So that works. And all these other features work really well too. You know, all the things I showed you in the previous demonstration. So once you have this, you know, what you'd want to do is you would want to, in your Google Classroom, so let me go to my Google Classroom. Now, here's the deal. I wrote on this right here. So if I add this as an assignment, all these highlights are going to be in there. So what I want to do is I believe this right here will get rid of the highlights. And that was not working when let's clear highlights. Clear highlights. That was not working in the other version. All right. So this is the version I'd want to give to my kids. So now I go to my Google Classroom and I pop in here and I make an assignment. So I'm going to go here and create assignment. I'm going to call it Envisions Read Write. Okay, and I would give them instructions. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add it from my drive. So recent, I'm going to look for that test. There it is, add. And I'm not going to worry about any of this stuff right now. Okay, so I'm just going to create it right now. So there it is. I'm going to make sure that everybody gets a copy of it. Make a copy and assign. All right, now what I'm going to do, oh, let's add another count. Classwork. Here, click. And when I go inside here, I see this text reader waiting. Now, I will tell you, this is what I was kind of talking about. It almost like feels like it's taking a long time, and it is. So sometimes I just press that refresh button and it seems to work faster. So a little tip maybe to tell your kids. Now, as a student, I can go in here and I can do all the things. Now, I'll just do one short thing just to show you what this looks like on the teacher end, right? Okay. So I'm doing all that stuff. I don't have to save it at all. And I'm logged in as myself here. This is my account. I can click on this. I can see there's been one that has been assigned. And I can look at it and see what that student has done. Yay! So what I'd want to do here as the student, after I'm done doing all the things that I want to do, I'm going to go back and here's my assignment, right? When I view my assignment, I'm going to want to turn it in, right? So yeah, a lot of steps, but to me, if you want to use the highlighting tool, you're going to need to use this desktop version. If you're not going to want to use the highlighting tool, you can just tell them to draw on top of it. And that's what I know right now. I'll have somebody check this out to see if what I'm finding out is in fact true or if there's a better workflow.